Hey na, hey na. Welcome to Star Songs. Start with a prayer. Great Spirit, Divine Source, we ask your love shower upon us all in the here and now. Allow us to be brought up to the highest aspects of our being in the here and now, in our circle of sovereignty, in the union of our collective consciousness and in the union of our individual consciousness. Great Spirit, please show us the way through this Star Songs. I'm calling in all the Ascended Masters, all the beings that are here to serve for the greatest benefit and benevolence of the human race in the here and now. The walkers, the way showers, the teachers of love. In the Divine Feminine and the Divine Masculine, calling in all of the support that would like to be in this call, in this presence, in this prayer today, in connection and divinity of that of Great Spirit and the will of God in the here and now. Calling in all of our medicine for this time of transformation, to come through in all of our beings, to help us clear away obstacles or blocks or anything that is in any way defining us in a way that does not serve our higher purpose or our soul mission in the here and now. Great Spirit, I also call in all of the angelic teams, the extraterrestrial beings that are serving the benevolence and the benefit of human race in the here and now, those that are here to guide and support and love us in this beautiful, very transitional, transformative time in the here and now. Calling in specific star systems that would like to come through as a part of this Star Songs. I'm calling in the Andromedan galaxy, beings of light outside of our universe that can see the bigger picture for all aspects and yet remain neutral and loving in the witnessing of all of our journeys and experiences in the here and now, and all incarnations or beings that would like to come through in the will of God for the benefit of all and detriment to none. I'm seeing the Lyran system come through, the Vega system come through, the Pleiadians, the light technicians, the light guides, the guides that show us the way, show us how to transform our darkness into light, how to transform our light into darkness, things that need to be cleared, things that need to be brought in, transformations and transitions that need to occur, calling in the absolute healing of all of our cellular beingness as human beings in the here and now, calling on the support of the immense light team of Great Spirit. Also calling in all the Devic and Dryad and animal kingdoms, calling in all of the support in this earth plane and from Earth Gaia star herself, the celestial body in which we share and connect and serve with, calling in all of this support in the here and now for today's star songs. Let our words be like an arrow of true and clear aim and focus. Let every single syllable and every single sound come through in the perfect resonance of Great Spirit's divine will, divine love, and divine wisdom in the here and now. Help me live up to this role in the here and now on Star Songs. Help me live up to the divine purpose of bringing this love through in all form and no form, shared in this beautiful circle with all beings in the here and now that are present. Let all of our emotional bodies be purified throughout this Star Songs. Help us come into a clearer state of beingness. Help us purify all aspects of our being, physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, in our bodies, anchored through our nature body technology in the here and now. As we connect into the tree of life, the cosmos, divine wisdom, divine library, to call in the support that we need for each and every individual that happened to be present in the here and now with me in this Star Songs, in this experience, in this shared prayer that we have today. Our light teams all around us in 100% love and light. May we bring this message of prayer to all of humanity and all of the beings and timelines, past, present, and future, to this here and now, for healing, for reclamation, for standing in our strength and our sovereignty, poised and in grace, serving the mission of Great Spirit in all aspects of ourselves, incarnated across multiple timelines, across multiple star systems and planetary bodies or celestial bodies, bringing us into the field, the quantum possibility field of the unified field of spirit. Thank you. Let it be done. Let it be done. Let it be done. Thank you for hearing our call today, Great Spirit. We love you. as we call in prayer through song, through words, through creative practice, we are remembering ourselves one with the Creator, with Great Spirit, with Source, with the love, wisdom, and power of our beingness in the here and now. Prayer is an invocation to connect with Great Spirit, with Source. It is a declaration of our divine right of connection. Not only connection to Great Spirit, Source, Universe, God, Goddess, and all of life, but it is a divine union and communion with our higher self and our heart and our earth purpose in the here and now. The purpose of prayer is to be in communion, is to be in the loving presence of all that we are, in all expressions, in all beingness, in our divineness, in our humanness. When we remember the sound that creates all of life and all beyond our perception of what life is, the sound that echoes throughout all of creation, creating geometries in spirit form and no form, in the universal mind of form and no form, of the emotional body of form and no form, and the physical body in form and no form. We are in communion when we pray, when we are in prayer, or when we pray, with all the different aspects of our beingness that reach well beyond our perceptions. Because beings that love us, that support us, that are here to serve us, hear these prayers. And they carry these prayers up to Source, or down to Source, or side to Source, and all around to Source. These prayers are our divine connection with cosmic law. Sound creates, and we are creators. Every space between each word encompasses and supports every word that is spoken. In the silence and the sound of each prayer is heard, known, experienced, felt, journeyed with, and embodied. By Source, in all form and no form. And we are an expression of Source, here to experience the divine embodiment of creation as creators. Prayer is a song. whether sung or spoken, whether thought or felt, whether known. When we connect to Source or the unified field beyond our human perception, and we trust and walk in faith in the here and now, we are an embodied way shower. We are an embodied expression of Source, remembering ourselves in the wholeness that we always have been and always will be and are in the here and now. Every prayer is like a feather on a beautiful bird flying towards the heavens. Every prayer we have and we call in for our own healing and for those around us and for humanity, for the animals, for the crystalline beings, for all different creatures and aspects of our own consciousness, even those of the dark, even those that have lost their way, even civilizations that have lost their way deserve our prayers. No matter how fallen a being can go, no matter how low someone or a being or a civilization can go, we can pray, we can invoke the power of Source to support, to love, to experience all these different aspects of ourselves interchangeably through our perceptions as human beings and as conduits, as above so below, and as below so above. We can change and reorganize reality through our words, through our feelings when consciously felt, through our thoughts when we understand the power of them, through our knowing as we walk through the path with divine faith in action, through our embodiment by taking care of ourselves, by nourishing ourselves. That is a prayer. Everything that we do that is loving, that is kind, that is protective and supportive and foundational is a prayer that is heard, known, felt, understood, and carried to Source, God, universe, goddess, God, every being that is in service to Great Spirit will find their own unique creativity to meet our prayer, to support our prayer. In our prayers, the more specific, the more detailed, the more we comb through the unconsciousness and bring it to consciousness of Great Spirit through our intent, our awareness, our invocation is made real. The focus, the discipline is to learn to remember ourselves as prayers and prayers at one with each other. That everything we do and be, everything we act upon is a divine prayer. And if you feel, or if any of us feel, that any aspect of our lives are not a walking, loving, wise, powerful prayer, then a practice brought through for one's own self-remembrance is the medicine. The prayer that's singing us as a word of God. The prayer that's singing us as a feeling of Goddess. The space and the sound dance together eternally, sharing possibility, probability, potentiality through our creativity as divine creators in the likeness of Great Spirit, Source, the Creator, Universe, one song we sing together in harmony. When we want the best for others and we want the best for us, when we value self-love as a genuine pathway to loving others, and when we value loving others as a genuine pathway to loving ourselves, this is the prayer that's praying us in the here and now, continuously, continually, in the unfoldment of creation in the here and now. We have the power to witness that which is out of alignment and that which is in alignment equally. We have the power to see something that we may not like, that we may not agree with, and we have the power to pray on it and ask for divine assistance and support. Not everything is about us bringing our humanness and our human actions into things. We are human and we are conduits, as above, so below, and as below, so above. But our witnessing and our intent, our prayer, can be when we drive past someone on the road who has a flat tire and we know we aren't the person to fix that problem physically for that being. We can call in Spirit to sort it out. Give this being assistance immediately. Support this being. Please make sure this being is taken care of. We don't have to just have a preference of whether we like someone, on whether they deserve goodness. There are many beings who have done immoral things in terms of the human perception. We don't have to put ourselves at risk physically, mentally, emotionally. That is not how we change these scenarios. We change them through the inward journeying of recognizing that aspect of oneself as an expression which is calling in support through your witnessing. Our prayer is that powerful. Our words are that powerful. In the likeness of Spirit, of Great Spirit, we are creators. Every decision we make can be one that supports the greater picture of life. and the livingness of life and the light of life. When we remember ourselves as creators, we are sovereign and we have unlimited resources available to us if we call it in. Prayer is about surrendering oneself to something beyond one's perception of self and remembering oneself whole by surrendering oneself into all of creation, while also having a human experience and being a conduit and having responsibilities. It's a pathway of recognition of the here and now, of what's unfolding from the human perspective at that moment for you, and recognizing your witnessing is valid. It's always valid. Your prayer is always valid. It's always needed. It's always cherished. It's always tended to. In the human reality, in the human experience, we might not see the results of this prayer immediately. The purpose of this is for us to learn how to walk in faith, faith in action, living our life as a continual unfoldment, trusting that when we jump, we will be supported at the exact moment we need it most. When we have gratitude, when we live in gratitude in this prayer, when we find things to be grateful for, when we appreciate the magical synchronicities, when we hone our amazing creative ability to tap into potentiality and the blessing of having all of these potentialities that might not have manifested on the physical plane yet, but are very present and available to you, that is a powerful, powerful way to experience embodiment. We are an evolving species. We don't have all the answers and we don't need them. We just need prayer. Prayer opens us up as a receptive vehicle for divine elixir of life to be poured into our beingness, into the chalice of our beingness, and purify all of the human error that is blocking our way, that we have somehow been entrenched or enmeshed in, and we have forgotten who we truly are as creators. Being in divine prayer can be a transformation continuously unfolding, and it shows us and teaches us how to stay in resonance, vibrational alignment with that of the will of God, or source, or potentiality, creativity. No word that we ever speak is ever not heard. We have beings around us who support us, who love us. If only we remembered to pray, to talk to them, to talk to Spirit, ask those beings in service to Spirit to support this particular job that we have to do, or this role, or this focus, or our relationships, or the world, situations. Every single thing that is in is in an input and fluctuating within your field is showing you where you are in the here and now. It doesn't show you whether you are valuable or not, because Spirit never would question your value. Your value is always of the highest importance. But we can't receive what we do not know we are. So if you have difficulties in self-love and you need to learn to receive more, ask. Say, please help me learn how to receive. Great Spirit, I really need help with self-love. I need to find a way to love myself no matter how other people perceive me. Please show me how to love myself more deeply so I can be of greater service to people around me, to the divine plan. Show me how to find a deeper resonance of a more nurtured sense of self, that I can confidently walk my path and not second guess my choices. That I can trust in my decisions and that I can back myself 100%. These are the things to pray for in a world filled with so much memory that has not been resolved, memory that reverberates unto itself until somebody remembers themselves whole with spirit and praise, using the sound and vibration and the intent to make change, to clear the human error, the errors of perception that have become manifested as what we perceive reality to be in the here and now. We have that much power to reorganize all of creation within our own beingness and transform our realities as such through this knowledge and this wisdom and this power and the love within ourselves that holds all of this together. Live every day as a prayer. Honor every cell in your being. It is a gift. Remember yourself whole by praying. There's no task too small or too big. There's no request that's too selfish or too selfless. Asking for a deeper sense of self-love is not a selfish act. It serves everyone around us, for each person to love themselves truly. This is one of the most revolutionary ways of being in a time of such confusion. Self-love. Prayer is a song between you and your heart and God. Keep that line open. As above, so below. Connect yourself in the here and now. And if at any moment you lose track, it's okay. Just say, Spirit, please help me reorient myself. I'm in the here and now. Show me what it is I need to focus on. If you feel overwhelmed, turn the dial down. Request. If you feel overwhelmed, request. Can things tone down a little? I need support. What is my most important priority right now? Show me the exact thing that I can focus on and help me take it step by step so I don't feel overwhelmed anymore, Great Spirit. Earth is calling us to our greatest purpose. We have been training multi-dimensional lifetimes on many different star systems to be here on this earth in the here and now. We are literally here to make magic happen. If you can't stop hearing people's negative comments in your head, if you've been told things that are not true, but feel true because they've been told to you enough times, pray on it. Ask Spirit to sort it out. Say you want to break the cycle of these thoughts, that they are not your thoughts, and if any of them are, to please help you be responsible and clear them out and transform your reality. Prayer is a gift. It's a creational responsibility. It's a self-love revolutionary act. It's an act of courage to love self in the here and now. Thank you so much for coming to Star Songs today. I pray that you are well cared for, that you are loved, and that you remember yourself as love, and that you love, and that you are surrounded by miracles, and that you are a walking miracle, and that you remember this in the here and now. That is my prayer for everyone on planet Earth, and every being on planet Earth, and every creature on planet Earth, that they remember themselves as a divine being of God or spirit, universe, the one song that we share together in multiple verses, in multiple layers, as an interwoven map of consciousness, the neural pathways of God we are in the here and now. Thank you so much. Lots of love.